Your cat knows the exact sound of your voice. It can pick it out from a room full of strangers instantly, every single time. Scientists have actually proven this in a laboratory. And here is the part that stings just a little. Most of the time, your cat hears your voice, recognizes it completely, knows for certain that it is you, and then chooses to do absolutely nothing about it. No run to the door, no excited little cry, just the faint flick of one ear, and then stillness. For years, that stillness convinced the entire world of one thing, that cats simply do not care, that you could walk out your front door and your cat would not give it a second thought. That, unlike a dog, your cat does not really need you, does not miss you, and might not even register that you are gone. But every single piece of that story turns out to be a misreading of a creature that is far more attached to you than it has ever once let you see. Because when researchers finally looked carefully and properly at what actually happens inside a cat when its person disappears, they did not find indifference at all. They found something quieter and stranger, and in one very specific way, more flattering than the way a dog loves you could ever be. So the real question was never whether your cat remembers you. The real question is whether the quiet thing it feels when you are gone is the thing you have secretly been hoping it feels all along. And the answer is yes, it just does not look anything like you expected. Let's start with the floor, the most basic version of the question, just to get it out of the way. Does your cat even have the memory required to remember you at all? And here the answer is an easy and unqualified yes. Cats have genuinely good long-term memory. They remember people, places, and routines for years. They remember which cupboard the food lives in, which human tends to be generous and which one tends to ignore them, where the warm spot is at 3 in the afternoon. They have what scientists call associative memory, the ability to link a person or a place with an experience, and those links can last an extraordinarily long time. A cat that was treated gently by someone years ago can still respond warmly to that person. A cat that had a frightening experience in a particular room can avoid that room for the rest of its life. So the idea that your cat forgets you the moment you walk out the door, that out of sight means out of mind, is simply not how a cat's brain works. The memory is there, it is durable, and you are in it, but memory on its own is the boring part of this. A security camera has memory. The real question, the one that actually matters to you, is not whether your cat has a record of you somewhere in its head. It is whether that record means anything to it. Whether you are just a familiar shape it has filed away or something more. So let's go one layer deeper, into the part that genuinely surprises people. Your cat does not just remember that a person like you exists. It recognizes you specifically as an individual, and it has ways of knowing you that go far beyond the obvious. The most studied of these is your voice. In a now famous experiment, researchers played cats a series of recordings, voices of strangers calling the cat's name, mixed in with a recording of the cat's actual owner, and they carefully measured the cat's reactions. The cats responded differently to their owner's voice. Their ears turned toward it. Their heads shifted. Their pupils changed. By every measurable sign, they clearly recognized the specific voice of their specific person and distinguished it from every stranger. And then, in the most cat-like result imaginable, most of them did not actually get up or come running. They recognized you, registered you, confirmed it was you, and then made a deliberate choice not to perform any of it, which is the thing people get so wrong. The lack of a dramatic reaction was never a lack of recognition. It was a personality, and it is not only your voice, your cat knows your scent intimately, well enough to tell you apart from anyone else, and it actively layers its own scent onto you when it rubs its face against your legs, essentially marking you as part of its world, blending your smell and its smell together into a single shared signature. To your cat, you are not a stranger it tolerates. You are a known, named, scent-marked, voice-recognized fixture of its entire life. You can even test the recognition yourself. The next time you are in another room, just say your cat's name in your normal voice and watch, quietly, for the ear. It will turn toward you. It heard you. It knew it was you. Whether it chooses to come is an entirely separate decision. Now here's where the biggest myth about cats finally falls apart. For generations, the story went that cats are fundamentally aloof, independent, emotionally self-contained creatures that bond to places rather than people, and that any affection they show is really just a transaction for food. Dogs love you, the story went, but cats merely use you. And then a team of researchers decided to actually test this, using a method borrowed directly from child psychology. It is the same test used to measure the attachment between human infants and their parents. The setup is simple. A cat and its owner spend time together in an unfamiliar room. The owner then leaves for a couple of minutes and then returns. And what the researchers watched for was how the cat behaved when its person came back. With human babies and with dogs, this test reveals attachment styles. A securely attached infant uses the parent as a safe base, gets a little distressed when they leave, and is comforted and reassured when they return, settling quickly and then confidently exploring again. And when the researchers ran this exact test on cats, the results were startling. The majority of cats showed secure attachment to their owners. When their person returned, they greeted them and then relaxed, using the owner as a base of safety to explore from, exactly like a securely attached child. And the percentages were not just similar to human babies. They were almost identical. Roughly the same proportion of cats were securely attached as the proportion of human infants who are securely attached to their own parents. Let that land for a second. The aloof, independent, you are just a food dispenser cat, measured by the same gold standard test we use on human children, bonds to its person at nearly the same rate that human babies bond to their mothers and fathers. The indifference was never real. It was a costume. So if the bond is real and the memory is real and the recognition is real, then we finally get to the question you actually came here for. What happens inside your cat when you leave? When the door closes and you are gone, does it feel anything at all? And here we have to be honest, because cats are genuinely harder to read than dogs, and the science is more careful. But what we do know points somewhere tender. Some cats show clear signs of distress when their person leaves, a real and documented separation anxiety, vocalizing, pacing, refusing to eat, waiting by the door. Not every cat shows it, and many show it so subtly that owners miss it entirely. But the deeper truth is about what your absence actually becomes in the cat's world. You do not simply vanish from its mind when you leave. Instead, you leave a shape behind, your scent stays on the bed, on the chair, on the clothes in the laundry, and your cat moves through a home that is still saturated with you. Your routine leaves a hole in the day, a feeding that does not come at the usual time, a lap that is not there in the usual chair. To your cat, your absence is not nothing. It is a presence-shaped emptiness, a world that has been arranged entirely around you suddenly missing its center. The cat curled up on the sweater you left on the bed is not there by accident. It is there because the sweater is the closest thing to you that remains, and being near your scent is being near you. And this brings us to the strangest and most beautiful part of the whole thing, the part that flips the entire myth of the indifferent cat completely on its head. We have spent decades comparing cats to dogs and concluding that cats love us less because they show it less. But that comparison misses something enormous about what a cat actually is. A dog is, at its core, a creature built to depend on you. It was shaped over tens of thousands of years into an animal that needs a human, that is bonded to you the way a child is bonded to a parent, that genuinely cannot thrive emotionally without you. So, when a dog loves you, that love is woven together with need. A cat is something else entirely. A cat is a small, complete, self-sufficient predator. It is fully equipped to survive on its own. It does not need you to hunt for it. It does not need you to lead it. It is not, in the deep biological sense, dependent on you the way a dog is. And that one fact changes the entire meaning of a cat's affection. Because when a creature that does not need you, that could walk away and survive perfectly well, instead, chooses to stay, chooses to sleep pressed against you, chooses to seek out your lap when there is a perfectly warm spot in the sun 3 feet away, chooses you again and again, every single day, that is not the love of dependence. That is the love of preference. The dog loves you because it needs you. The cat loves you even though it does not. And there is something almost unbearably pure about being chosen by a creature that has no reason to choose you and chooses you anyway. And once you understand that, you start to see your cat's quiet little gestures as exactly what they are. The slow blink is the most famous example, and the science behind it is real. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes its eyes, then slowly opens them again, that is not sleepiness. Researchers have studied this, and it functions as a genuine signal of trust and contentment, the closest thing a cat has to telling you, in its own language, that it feels safe with you. Closing its eyes near you is an act of total vulnerability from a predator that survives by staying alert. And here is something you can try. Right now, the next time your cat is looking at you, look back at it softly and slowly close your eyes and slowly open them again. Do it gently. There is a real chance your cat will do it right back to you, returning the signal, completing a small, quiet conversation in a language most people never even realize their cat is speaking. That slow blink is your cat telling you something it would never announce with a dramatic run to the door. It is saying, in the only way it knows how, that you are safe, that it trusts you, that of all the places it could rest its guarded eyes, it chooses to lower them near you. There is one more layer, and it is about how deeply you are written into your cat. Because a cat's memory of you is not just a neutral file, it is emotional. Cats remember how people make them feel, and they adjust their entire behavior around it. A cat that has learned over hundreds of small interactions that you are a source of safety and warmth and gentleness will actively seek you out, will trust you with its vulnerable moments, will come to you when it is frightened or unwell. And every single day you spend together, every gentle moment, every time you feed it and stroke it and simply exist calmly in its space, you are reinforcing that emotional memory, writing yourself a little deeper into the cat's sense of what is safe in the world. This is why a cat will often bond most intensely to the one person in a household who is quietest and most patient with it, rather than the one who tries hardest. Your cat is not keeping score of who feeds it. It is keeping a far more important record, a record of who makes it feel safe. And if that person is you, then you are not just remembered. You are woven into the cat's very sense of security, the living definition of what safe feels like. So when you leave and the door closes behind you, here is what is actually true. You do not disappear from your cat's mind. You become a shape it moves around, a scent it seeks out, a routine with a hole in it, a waiting that has your name on it even if it never makes a sound. It remembers your voice and would know it anywhere. It remembers your scent and has mixed it with its own. It remembers in the deepest emotional sense that you are the safe one, the chosen one, the one it lowers its guard for. And it is, by the same measure we use on human children, attached to you in a way that the old story about aloof, uncaring cats got completely embarrassingly wrong. The quiet was never indifference. The quiet was just the way this particular creature, this small, self-sufficient predator who needs no one, says the thing it has decided, against all of its independent nature, to feel about you. So, do cats remember you when you leave? Yes, completely. But that was never really the question, was it? The real question was whether that quiet, undramatic, hard-to-read creature on your windowsill actually feels something for you, or just tolerates you for the food. And now you know. It chose you. A creature that needs no one chose you anyway, and remembers you while you are gone, and waits in its own silent way for the sound of your voice it would recognize anywhere on earth. So the next time you walk out the door and your cat does not look up, do not mistake the stillness for indifference. Somewhere behind those half-closed eyes, the most independent creature in your home is holding a quiet little space, shaped exactly like you, and keeping it faithfully until you come back.